going on, guys? We're back with E3 2014 from FreeForGeeks.com. I'm Josh Barnett, Senior Games Editor, alongside Evan Swafford and Andrew Boone. Guys, Ubisoft.
Right?
Third press conference of the day. Just wrapped. How are you feeling about it?
It was really, really good. Not like a ton of games, but it was more of a quality over quantity type thing for me. And opening up with like Far Cry 4 just kind of set the mood right off.
That trailer was pretty.
Wasn't it?
Like, no gameplay, really. I mean, but just setting that story, that new villain, I don't even know his name, but he looks...
It's Pin something? I don't know, I just read that, but...
Intimidating is what he looks like. Yeah, he looks like Voss, but with more power.
Also, evil monkeys.
Yeah, there's always evil monkeys in the
That's how Outbreak 2 will start, folks.
You know, it is Ubisoft, so they have to kind of do the social stuff that most people who watch E3 don't care about. Kind of down moment for me. They spent a little bit too much time on Just Dance and way too much time on that Shape Up game.
How many people can actually play on Just Dance at once?
They said like billions, I think.
They have a smartphone. They had a lot to do with this.
There's like 50 on stage.
A quadrillion was the number that guy threw out, I think. Everyone.
That seems right.
Everybody who's got a smartphone can play one giant dance game. Aside from that,
flash mob.
Yeah. Shape Up. Anybody excited about that game at all?
I mean, that's pretty much my most anticipated game of the year. I really look forward to getting into shape to weird noises and remixes of really once great songs.
Was it only one song though? Didn't they do either time or both times?
I just blacked out after a while.
You are right though. The weird thing about that is the sound effects.
It was odd.
It overpowered the music.
Well, you were stepping on a like piano, and I think they were trying to do piano sound effects, and it was not.
It was a clank.
You know what they should have done is watch Big a few more times.
Right? Always watch Big though.
Tom Hanks.
Yes.
Good guy.
Yes.
Good man.
Philadelphia. Castaway.
Wilson.
There it is. But getting into the big hitters, Boone, talk to me.
Assassin's Creed Unity.
Pants off. Okay, yeah, pants are on.
Oh, yeah.
Resident Assassin's Creed lover here. I mean, I really love Black Flag, but you just apparently... I didn't know this about you.
I'm the only one who truly believes that Assassin's Creed 3 was great, but...
In the country.
It is. It is.
Okay.
It's an American game.
Someone
American
had
country.
to.
Boom.
Boom, indeed. But that trailer was gorgeous.
Dude.
The gameplay looks just fantastic in that game. They have upgraded the way that you traverse through those cities.
Yeah, that was a really big selling point. And in Ubisoft's specific trailer, besides the one we got earlier on today, when he drops down, instead of just aim for the pile of hay and nosedive off a 600-foot building, whatever, you're leveling your way down. It was sweet. If it's as seamless as it was on that'll be amazing.
Yeah, I like how they brought back wall running, kind of in a Prince of Persia style.
Right.
Where he ran along the wall, grabbed it, and he was just moving really fast. You had a bunch of different ways to approach. And the fact that you could go in and out of buildings, it would seem like at will. Like, that world looks huge.
Yeah, they said it was the biggest world they'd ever done. And I mean, Black Flag already intimidated me enough, so I worry about that. Getting the gameplay footage was really cool. Getting to see kind of how your other players. I mean, they're stressing obviously the co-op, and you made the mention that Unity is a very appropriate title now, and that it really is. It's really cool how they were incorporating that in the middle of gameplay.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, not only with Revolution, but also the fact that you are bringing 4 people together. That last moment when you interrupted that execution, and then looked like you had a bunch of guys to fight one on like 10, and then all of a sudden 3 other assassins just walk up from the shadows. That was an awesome moment.
Right. Yeah, it was really cool.
The smoke screen, it's fantastic. It looks like too that they're playing the assassins themselves, are playing more of behind the scenes role. In the past games there's been more of front runners and kind of very impactful, but they're kind of more behind the scenes and letting the people be a part of the revolution.
Yeah, that was cool how they left the last main guy for just for the peasants mob.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that was really, really cool, that cinematic trailer before the gameplay. That was awesome.
It was
they did
pretty.
A lot of cinematics in this press conference. A lot
really
less gameplay than you would expect. But it all looked really cool when they did it. Speaking of which, last year's game of the show for us, The Division, no gameplay in this, but a really, really effective atmospheric trailer that they showed with the time-lapse, kind of showing the effect of this outbreak on the city of New York and really one particular family in their apartment. There was that really touching moment where you saw the kid who was sleeping in her bed for what looked like weeks and weeks, and then all of a sudden that bed was just empty.
Right.
Crying.
That's just...
It was cool. We got they gave the detail, and I don't know if this has been out before. I didn't know that this is only 3 weeks. Your gameplay picks up 3 weeks after this virus hits that causes It goes downhill quickly.
Yeah, you made that comment in the middle of it. That is very fast for New York to fall into such a disarray.
And it's funny, like, to say that, and then because they showed the time lapse, like, that made it believable for me that, hey, 3 weeks, yeah, that's going to happen.
Think about being holed up with your family in your apartment with, only the food you already have, people trying to break down your door or whatever, and just 3 weeks, things can go bad. I really liked at the end of that trailer the sign that they had hung over the New York sign where it just said, "Take Back New York."
Right, yeah.
And, like, that game looks fantastic.
Honest to God, they could just show a screenshot of the map system, and I'd be like $60.
Cool.
Yeah, that overlay on the floor, they showed it
awesome.
earlier today again. That is just fantastic. Favorite amongst us here, the crew.
Yeah.
Being able to take a racing game, create a crew together, and then drive from one end of the country to the other over like a 2 or 3 hour long period.
2 hour missions, they said, were like the kind of the upper tier ones, and that's really cool. I don't think there'll be a ton of those, but
yeah, they said a few of them going from like Miami to LA or to Portland, stuff like that. Like the ability to make that one trip without a single load screen in that game,
that's unbelievable.
It looks a lot prettier this year than it did last year.
And they've had a year of development. I just think that last year was very rough. They were rushing to get something out because, I mean, obviously with the new systems, they wanted to get something out there.
Yeah.
But this is what the game's going to look like, and it's very pretty. It looks like a lot of fun. The environments, not just the cars, the environments looked like really improved over what they were last year as well.
Yeah, I agree. We talked about it a little bit earlier. Far Cry 4, again, not any gameplay, but that was a huge way to open the show.
It was the first 5 minutes of of the actual game, wasn't it? I think they said that.
Yeah, and Ubisoft did not mess around. They cursed this entire time. That guy who sounded kind of like the devil, man, he was just like, "You got a fake ID and you're effed. Like, just go for it." And like that kind of set the stage for the majority, aside from those 2 games. And then the big game to close it out, kind of out of left field. I thought Prince of Persia was a sure bet. I thought some new IP like they've done the last 2 years. But to close it out with a new Rainbow Six and the stunning gameplay trailer of a 5-on-5 like hostage incursion type thing. Right. And I said, halfway through that like planning stage, like, this looks like old school Rainbow Six, and that's ended up what it being.
Yeah, and I looked at you, I said, I think it is.
Yeah. But like the fact that whole house looked to be destructible, that you could set charges on the windows outside, or you could set charges on the walls and set breaches on the floor. Like that whole city, or that whole house rather, could just be torn apart in the attempt to save this one woman from her apparent own home. Like,
right.
The way that it went down, though, was just really.
She survived a hailstorm of bullets.
She got hit once.
You had to revive
by the guy protecting her. I think it looked like he just shot through her shoulder.
I didn't catch that. I thought she was caught by the one guy. Yeah, it was a really, really impressive way to finish out the show. That one very clearly running on PC, though. Who knows what it looks like on next gen with PS4 and Xbox One? But that's one to keep an eye on.
If it's even close to that, I don't know. You know me. I'm a big multiplayer guy, and that's definitely something that caught my eye. It looked very smooth gameplay. It's not. Yes, it's a traditional gameplay like style, but it's still unique in its own way, and it's going to be very Rainbow Six, which is a cool thing to do.
Yeah, very old school Rainbow Six. A lot of a Counter-Strike feel to it as well. That team co-op aspect of, and once you're down. SOCOM feel to it as well. So. Yeah, I think Ubisoft came out really strong. Aisha Tyler hosted again. Some people happy about that. Some people not. Apparently, Boone is not. No? Okay.
No.
But overall, I think they had a really good showing. We got one left, guys. Come back for Sony at the end of the night. And then tomorrow, actually, we're going to do a little Nintendo talk and kind of wrap up our coverage of the show.
Yep.
So keep it locked to freeforgeeks.com. We appreciate it.
Unity.